Welcome to Minibus Kirorik. I know some of you are wondering, why is she speaking tongues today? Today, I am very happy to tell you that I have traveled as far as Karamoja. And this program is made possible by HIV/AIDS KMCC in support of the Ministry of Health and UHMG, who have launched a nationwide campaign for the elimination of mother-to-child transmission. And remember, the campaign is championed by the First Lady, Janet Museveni. And here in Moroto, there will be an event happening next month. Be sure to be there. Now today, I'll have to give you some of the facts about this region. Karamoja has been one of the least affected areas with HIV because of the culture and their way of life. But recently, their numbers have steadily grown. I'll probably start from asking the doctor, how serious is the problem of HIV here in Karamoja?
Well, Karamoja is a special area. You know that for long is an area was a little bit isolated. But the time has passed. Now HIV/AIDS is also a problem around, but compared to other part of the country, is not so high. The prevalence is how many people have HIV in the population, and is around 2.1% the prevalence, 2.1. So it's not so much compared to other parts of the country.
Well, when you give us those numbers, we see they are not so high, but the fact is, even if they are low, they are increasing steadily. And I think our interest right now is, would like to know, why is it that it's actually growing?
Actually, what he forgot to mention was that 10 years ago, the prevalence was less than 0.1%. So if you are now at anything above 2, that is a 20-time increase. Like he said, the region was previously isolated. Okay, so it was isolated from all the other people, and we know how HIV is transmitted. It's transmitted from one person to what?
To another.
To another. So naturally, there was a lot of insecurity here. A lot of socio-economic conditions were not good. So few people tended to what? To move into the region. But now security is guru, as you see. I'm sure you enjoyed your journey.
Security is guru, yes, that's true.
Security is okay. There's a lot of trade coming up. That means there's an influx of people. People are coming in and people are also going out. Okay?
That means there are those that bring it in.
Yes, and those also that go out and pick it and bring it back. So, largely that explains why the prevalence is rising. And then the other thing is, as the prevalence is rising here, people have little knowledge about what? HIV. It's not like the other side of the country where we used to hear the big drums warning people about what? About HIV.
Research has it that just about 16% women access hospitals here in Karamoja. How do we hope to give them this knowledge about Option B+? Yes.
With the Option B+, how we are going to start?
Oh, let me even Simba Wakati there. What is Option B+? Someone is watching saying, okay, what is Kansime talking about today? Help them understand.
Option B+ is a treatment given to HIV positive mothers, and it is for life.
What do you mean?
When you're tested and you're HIV positive, they will give you the medicine and you will continue taking it. Even when you're pregnant, you deliver, even when you're breastfeeding. And it is the same drugs you continue.
So a woman on Option B+ can still breastfeed their child?
Yes.
Wow. And is the child on medication or not?
The child will be on medication after delivery.
Doctor, how different is this from all the other HIV interventions you've done?
Yeah, with Option B+, as my colleague has mentioned, once we find a woman who is pregnant and is HIV positive, we put her on antiretroviral drugs. The idea is to reduce the viral load to a very low level that she can't what? Pass it on to her what? To her child. And then we also treat the child for only 6 weeks, because the mother already has a very, very low viral load, so the chances of her passing the virus to the baby are very limited. That's why even the mother can what? Can breastfeed, because we have already suppressed the what? The viral load by giving her drugs from the moment we discover she's HIV positive. Before we would wait for them to reach 7 months, 8 months, then we start giving them what? Medicine. And they continue with the medicine for what? For life.
Dr. Giovanni, what other options do you have apart from option B plus to actually cut down this transmission of HIV? Because I'm seeing option B plus addressing only mothers and children. So what other options do you have?
We push all the reproductive health departments, pushing the mother not only to attend and see the visit, the antenatal care, but to deliver in health facility. Really, we want to increase the number of mothers who come to deliver in health facility, solving all the problems affecting. For example, the mother have no transport, we give a voucher for go to the maternity. They want food when they stay near the facility, we give food. We want to facilitate, to have a good referral system in all the region. We don't want to lose any of this. In this case, we are not only treating about MTCT or prevention transmission, but also to prevent what? The number of mothers who died. You cannot imagine how many mothers died in Karamoja region. Every month we lost 43 mothers in the region. Every month.
Those are alarming
and
numbers.
440 children under 5.
43 mothers every month.
43 mothers every month, and 440 children under 5 years died in the region.
And these are mothers giving birth outside hospitals.
Yeah, most of them they die at home. So actually we don't know the name, the number we through specific survey we calculate. So these are figure extremely high. This is why the donors they come here and decide to invest, because it's a human right to have health services.
Now let's take a look at the First Lady, Madam Janet Kataha. And she's the ambassador actually of the whole, she's the patron of the whole campaign. Let's take a look at what she has to say, and then when we come back, I'll actually ask you if you know what this mother-to-child transmission is all about, if you've heard about it. Let's take a look at this.
Hello Ugandans, you know I'm a parent and I am a grandparent. That's why I have learned that there are few things in this world as hearing beautiful laughter of children and seeing healthy children. That is why I'm calling upon all parents to give our children a chance at a healthy life. I am Janet Kataha 7. I'm now the champion of the elimination of mother-to-child transmission of HIV in Uganda. And I say, please, let us eliminate mother-to-child transmission of HIV. Parents, go together as a couple for HIV testing. And if you find you're negative, please stay faithful to each other. If you're positive, seek medical assistance. Mothers, please always attend antenatal care 4 times and give birth in a healthy facility to guarantee that your baby will be born HIV-free.
Dear fathers, stand for HIV with our mothers when they get pregnant, so that we can have an HIV-free generation.
Stand out, participate, protect, you can have an HIV-free baby.
This message is brought to you by the Office of the First Lady and USAID. A good life starts with good health.
I'll first ask, why is it that men don't like taking? I had put a spotlight on you earlier. Do you understand the option B plus we are talking about?
I'm just hearing. Those are professional languages.
Now, mother, I can actually eliminating mother to child
Transmission.
Do you understand that?
Yes,
That's
yes.
the option B plus. They're giving medicine to the mother so that she does not infect the child, and then she also lives a happy life and gets to breastfeed her child. But now we are asking about the male involvement. Why is it that men rarely involve themselves in antenatal? At least you know about antenatal.
But the person carrying the child is the woman. So she's the one who's supposed to be there on almost a daily basis. The man has it's a temporal matter. You go once and maybe when she delivers. But daily attendance, why should a man be going?
I think think I can almost understand where you're coming from, but maybe I should ask her. So that she helps you understand why you should be there. If you make me pregnant, we should go there together. Why do you think it's important?
Well, this program is aiming at reducing transmission of mother-to-child transmission to less than 5%. And the man, being the husband of the woman, must be actively involved in implementing this program. And the women alone cannot achieve this. So the man, being involved in this woman's life and the child's life as well, should escort this woman to the antenatal clinic, because every pregnant woman, every breastfeeding mother who comes to the health unit has to be tested, and even the husband must also be tested. Okay, so when the woman is found positive, she started on this treatment, which is aimed at reducing, eliminating transmission of HIV to the unborn baby. And if the man is also found positive, he's supposed to be enrolled into care as well. Because if the man is not tested and we do not know the status of the man, he's not on treatment, he has high chances of infecting this pregnant woman. So the male involvement in this program is very important. It also addresses the problem of discordant couples. When I talk of discordant, is when
you might be positive and she's negative.
Maybe you're positive and the woman is actually negative. So it is important to know the status of the man.
But does that necessitate going every time for a checkup? Every week she's going for a checkup?
There are only 4 antenatal visits.
There are only 4.
At least make those one. How did you find out that you are positive?
Where you know Kwana Tamari?
Aya ni abu Moroto nege do ni pede tioko Gloria.
To anyu bo yokwane.
Anyu ni awotere go ni pede ngi anyu ni ama.
She learned when she went for delivery at the hospital. She discovered when she went for delivery of the second child.
Ni pede anyu ni ama
they were living, they had a positive.
Okay, from what I'm getting is that she went to give birth at the hospital and discovered she was positive. That's how she got help,
yes,
and her husband got help, and the baby got help.
Yes.
But with that prevalence we talked about of very few, just a chunk of women here that can access hospital, how are we hoping to bring this option B+ to the person there in the village who is not going to come to hospital?
There is porridge flour in the hospital, there is sugar, there is cooking oil. You find most of the pregnant mothers always come for antenatal, and from there all of them are tested. In case one is got positive, those ones are always enrolled. So that's how most of them are being captured.
So you bring them
Food
in with that
incentives.
food.
Their food incentives.
You give them food in
Incentives,
exchange for treatment.
Yeah,
No.
it attracts them. It attracts them.
The food attracts them.
So do you actually give it to them when they come for that?
Yes.
Yeah.
After they've come for antenatal, they get some dry ratios and they go back with, and that encourages the neighbor
To come.
who has not come to also
Because
come.
otherwise also they would be using the same time to go to look for maybe firewood or something to sell to get what? To get food. So
How have the Karamajongs with time adopted to the use of condoms? Because earlier they had that they had a closed opinion as far as condoms were concerned. They were perceived as vulgar. No, you don't talk about condoms. We use condoms. Am I a prostitute? You know, there was that theory surrounding condom use.
Yeah, to respond to that, we've been doing community outreaches. Sometimes we could carry like 3 boxes of condoms, and in a pack you find there are 100 pieces. So the turnout for people coming to get condoms is really very high.
But don't you think that is an urban community? Because the rural community, I tell you, condom is still not attractive.
It's not very much accepted.
It's not.
Why?
It's associated with the crookedom and all this, that life of prostitution. It's not.
So only people
Yes.
here in town can use
Yes,
condoms.
the educated class
In
and
fact,
the town
if
people.
you take condoms to the village, they will think maybe it is harlots who use condoms. But people in the village are not supposed to use condoms.
Yes.
Apart from illiteracy, what are those other vulnerabilities that put these people more in a position where they will get AIDS very fast?
One of them is unemployment. Most of the Karamjongs are unemployed, especially the girl child, because you'll find that every week there is a group of girls that are boarding the bus to go to Kampala to earn a living in Kampala. Some of them are moving to Soroti, to Busia, in Mbale, you find large numbers of Karamojongs, the young girls. So these girls go there, they do anything to earn a living, and this exposes them to HIV, that side. And when they come back, you know, their standard of living has improved, they're looking better, they plaited their hair. So the girls they left behind admire them, and they also do the same. So that's that outward migration. Yeah, the men also admire them, and yet they have come back, you know, sometimes unhealthy. So there is that outward migration of the young girl child.
Well, this option B+ is aimed at wiping out HIV spread by 2015. At least we are aiming at 90%.
Yeah.
At least 90%. How are we hoping to achieve this? Let's just do that quickly and we go to the next topic.
Another way we can help it out is by ensuring that in the hospital or any health center, anybody or any patient who enters the hospital should be tested. Because if you test one, that one can bring a partner, so that both of them can be tested and they can be got into care.
I think one of the ways we can achieve this is by involving the men on board. The men have got a very big role to play. Then, especially in Karamoja, is involving the cultural leaders. They are clan leaders in every manyata in Karamoja. So if a clan leader speaks out and says every man who has a woman must escort their women for antenatal, and every man must have their women deliver in the hospital, I think that is one of the ways that the local community will be influenced and encouraged to attend antenatal care and then get enrolled into care.
So this program is made possible by HIV/AIDS KMCC in support of the Ministry of Health and UHMG, who have launched a nationwide campaign for the elimination of mother-to-child transmission. And remember, this campaign is championed by the First Lady, Janet Museveni. Now, in Moroto, the event will take place here in Moroto town on 16th August. Manange, be sure not to miss